Good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is that you are in the world today. It is a interesting day for me as the world freezes over. My favorite damn vehicle for the last few years has met its maker. But with every door closing, another one opens. And there is a door that seems to be closing in the short term for crypto, which is the Clarity Act coming into some major delays, some major problems. And we're going to be talking about that among many other things. There's actually quite a bit to cover here today. It's like sometime, some way, there's going to be just altcoins and price movements to talk about, but home sales have hit their lowest levels ever recorded. So we're going to be taking a look at some of the macroeconomic implications of this. Bitcoin obviously not liking this data, along with U.S. layoffs hitting recessionary levels. Here in the United States, the question is, can Bitcoin hold the line, right? Can Bitcoin hold the line? It's a battle. Thanks for shout out on the living. I think it's a decent living. I mean, I don't have like a gigantic gaudy house, but we do take care of what we have. This kitchen, right? There was a lot of work. Those are actually original cabinets right there. We sanded them down, did a custom stain on them. I've worked hard. I try to treat this house with respect. Absolutely crazy. And how are you guys doing? One in the chat if you're hopefully optimistic. Two, if you think everything's just going to hell in a handbasket and there is no saving us nor humanity. I want you to let me know the vibe out there. Apparently, Elon Musk is out here talking about how he is an alien. He's going to be selling robots to the public in a year. Ooh, Jared Kushner on Trump's camp explaining the board of peace in this massive development plan. Real estate agents getting ready and rubbing their hands together about Gaza. Ooh, fun. So there's a lot going on in the world today. And sometimes sarcasm is my only way to reckon with the world at large. Make sure to please follow me on X at Drew Weidert. There's my, I kind of look like I don't even know what I look like in this. It's almost like a 50s actor. I'm going to stick with the picture though. I'm going to stick with the picture. Something about the aura I had that day. Let's see how the chat's doing. A lot of 1.3. All right. Mid 1.5. Futurist fairies, 111. All right. I like the optimism, Futurist fairy. Absolutely awesome. Let's go to Jay Mizzle. A 3 for Wispy. Wow. We are absolutely feeling weird here. There's Matt Malik here. I think I was just on the phone with TJ and the team here. It's a battle. Let's look at Bitcoin's chart here real quick. Before we get into all the crazy news, let's look at the charts. Let's just look at the data, see what things are looking like right now. So this morning, right around 8:45, 8:30, we had a nice little liquidity wipe to the upside, and then pain and destruction, right? Another day of about 2% pullback in general on Bitcoin. Nothing too crazy right now. I had a lot of fun. I actually did take this short yesterday. Ended up closing it a little bit early at around like 89.2, but I caught the damn long as well. I caught the entirety of this move, which felt really, really good. I got a little bit extra aggressive. I'm going to admit it. I got a little bit aggressive, realizing that I needed to go get another damn vehicle. I did get a little bit spicy on it, but it turned out really well. So not feeling too bad about things right now. Honestly, shit happens. The world goes on, right? And if you want to trade with us on 2Bit, trade with us on a channel partner, an organization that actually gives a shit about the blockchain basement of myself, which is 2Bit, Bitcoin IRA for your long-term IRA options, or Arculus cold storage device, right? The crypto market industry, it can get a little bit bloodthirsty when things haven't gone straight up into the moon, into all the hopium ideas. Really, where we are on crypto and Bitcoin in particular is, I do think, as long as we hold this general buy interest zone, which we bounced perfectly off of, and I left this box here just to see how it'd perform. As long as we hold this level, I mean, things aren't looking too nasty or hairy for me, right? They're not looking like a what are they, like a bear, right? It's funny Bears are also referred to as those furry guys, those furry gay guys in Portland. So as long as we don't break this general channel that we are building ourselves in, we're at the bottom of this channel as it sits right now, right? So just keep that in mind. Like, yeah, there might be more, but this buy box has been pretty aggressive, and this is a game of liquidations and market makers wanting to hurt our feelings and take our money if we're not using stop losses. So let's go check out the liquidation heat map just to see where things are at. We had the wipe to the downside. Now it's starting to coil, starting to find some love. And this, god dang, I showed you this chart pattern yesterday for like the shorter time frames of what we consistently see being built out. This little angled W pattern with a higher low. Yeah, get a little bit of a pump up, and then some terrible Trump tweet comes out and wipes it all away, right? So this is a general pattern that we've seen go on and on and on. So right now, liquidity's been wiped to the downside. There is a little bit of buildup of new longs coming in here with liquidation sitting at 88.2. Let's look at the larger time frames here just to get a grander scheme feel of things. Quite a magnet here at $91,000 essentially on the 48-hour. It remains there on the 3-day, and even a little bit more up to $92,000 on the 3-day. Let's go look at the month. Let's go look at the month here. Pull up you guys chat. You like it nasty in here. You sicko. You sicko. Haven't gotten a car yet. It's like, I'm here with the kids. I'm watching the kids, and I don't really have time right now to go get the car. I'm waiting for the other one that needs help to come back to me. I'll trade it in for whatever I can get. So I'm planning to get a Toyota Sequoia. That is what I'm planning to get. I'm pretty headstrong about this. Now, on the larger time frames, we don't deny that 86 mark and 87 mark does sit there on the larger time frames for the monthly. It's a pretty split market right now. I would say it's a pretty split market, right? So you're going to have bears getting overconfident. You're going to have bulls getting hopishly confident. But really, this is just a general range. And, if I don't see us really lose this range, this ascending channel, it's basically just business as usual, right? It's basically just business as usual. Matt Malik Shaq giving 5 blockchain memberships here. Matt, if you get a chance, text me that request. I didn't get a code request from you. Just kind of went hot and heavy into the show today. Just went hot and heavy into the show. See if I got one here. Oh yeah, I did. So I want to show you guys some crazy shit that's going on. Okay, I want to show you some crazy shit that's going on. I did a video for Discover Crypto that's coming out tonight. But it was playing into BlackRock, the Larry Fink CEO, the World Economic Forum. It wasn't in particular about this conversation with Elon Musk, but it was about the loss of trust between the public and major institutions that's happened recently. But here's Elon Musk causing even more confusion and problems in our world.
I'm often asked, are there aliens among us? And I'll say that I am one, but
or you're from the future.
They don't believe me.
Okay.
But I think if anyone would know if there are aliens among us, it would be me. We have 9,000 satellites up there, and not once have we had to maneuver around an alien spaceship. So I'm like, I don't know. Bottom line is, I think we need to assume that life and consciousness is extremely rare, and it might only be us. And if that's the case, then we need to do everything possible to ensure that the light of consciousness is not extinguished.
So, if I were to be a betting man, Elon Musk would probably be one of the aliens on the planet if we had to find one. Says Larry Fink, you're from the future. Elon Musk, they don't believe me. Okay. Musk says he's the only person on the planet who would know if aliens are living among us, suggesting that we may have to start believing that we're truly alone in the universe. Very, very interesting. I think it's a statistical improbability to think that we're the only life form in the universe. The universe is quite vast, but it does come across my mind a couple times a week, honestly. Is this guy an alien? Because apparently we're going to have robots being sold to the public by him in about a year's time. He's done some pretty major stuff with the car industry already. And when I think about aliens, I honestly just feel that they are demons, right? So this is something very, very interesting. That's just a side note here, but the crypto side, let's get back to crypto. I'm getting sidetracked by aliens. The crypto bill has been delayed. So this is not great. Crypto bill likely to be delayed until late February or March as the Senate panel pivots to Trump's housing push. According to Bloomberg reports, a little bit of distraction from the powers that be in the Senate. And this is going to cause more time for more manipulation by these assholes behind the sticks at Wall Street, unfortunately, for Bitcoin. I think when they finally do have clarity, then we'll see a minimizing of this massive, scam wick bullshit that we see 8 a.m., 10 a.m. Once U.S. markets open. These are the cats away playing while the cougar is away. Now, this crypto bill slated to come out in March. I'm cautiously optimistic that it's going to be finalized. But I want to know from you guys, do you think that the crypto bill is even going to help crypto at all, right? Or is it going to build guardrails for these massive organizations to continue consolidating their power? Let's see with the chat here. Cougars. Tesla was way more brilliant. Kind of narcissistic to think aliens would be as weak or feeble-minded as humans. Interesting take. And shout out to you for watching on X there, Underdog. Absolutely. So he thinks that it'll help crypto in the long run. Crypto crank, not at all. Another nothing burger. Interesting takes here. I'll bring up Matt. What's up, man? How you doing?
What up? I'm good. How are you today?
I've been better, Matt. I've been better.
I'm in the same club as you.
Yeah. So
I think I have to get a root canal on top of the fact that I bit my tongue.
You have to get a root canal?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
But
okay.
It's so expensive to get a cap and everything now. It's crazy how much money it costs.
You might have to get a silver tooth. Are you going to get a paper tooth?
Well, no. I'm probably going to just do, I might actually do silver. Gold is just too crazy too.
Man. That is crazy. I'm sorry to hear, man.
That's okay.
I'm sorry to hear.
It's not at the point where it's like pounding in my head yet. So I'm not like the worst of it yet.
What are you building out here? This is a little bit of
using that Venice AI last night. A bunch of people in our arena chat. We were able to make some pretty dope graphics and pictures.
Interesting. You're using the Venice AI.
Venice, but it was called the best.
Hold on, I like that one.
Which one? This
that
one?
I like that one.
Oh,
I like that one.
Okay,
that's a good one.
So I just got to switch the word only on Twitch. Get rid of that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I really like that. It's
nice. You really do? Okay, hold on.
I do. I do.
Download that one.
All right, cool.
Venice AI has this thing called Banana. I don't know if you've heard of the Banana video picture editor,
and
it is so superior to even Chat GPT. So superior.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, Banana AI or whatever the hell it's called.
I was my own dentist at one point. Actually, a few points in my life, Matt.
Yeah, I did that once too. It ended up causing more dental problems. But yeah, what did you do?
Did you really?
Did you pull a tooth?
I used a flathead screwdriver.
Dude, just the thought of this.
Yeah. So I've had 3 adult canines, right?
Okay.
And listen, I didn't like the dentist. I'm kind of a gruesome person.
No.
But I'm also a gruesome person, right? So I just decided, a flathead was better than going into the dentist. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not recommending this as any sort of medical professional at all. Obviously, I'm not. But, that's just my take on it. Let's keep rolling through the stories here. We got some crazy stuff. Look at this. U.S. layoffs have reached recessionary levels, with employers announcing 1.2 million job cuts in 2025, up 58% year over year. This is the highest since the pandemic 2020 crisis. Oh, fun. Now, and this is, before I keep moving on from this, we got to remember the economic injection that happened after we saw that pullback in jobs was what caused a lot of the prices of these altcoins and funny money to just go absolutely mental here. So, painful in the short term. And yes, it's harder for people to make money if they don't diversify and, kind of figure out how to run AI. You're going to be replaced by AI. So, that is kind of the situation at hand. And also the U.S. housing market. This is bad for me in my current season of life. Pending home sales have fallen to the lowest level ever recorded. Now, the hope here is that
for you as a buyer, bad for you as a seller, correct?
Right. And, we saw the interest rates drop below 6% for the first time in about 3 years on the last input of this data right here on this level. So just now, we did see mortgage rates fall below 6%. The hope is that is enough incentive to kick back open the single-family housing market, the interest there within of it. Kind of questionable if you pair it with the fact that more people than ever are finding joblessness and being replaced by AI. This is a combination that really is a pain in the ass for me because I need to sell this house and move into a new one. I was going to keep this house and move to a new one. It's nothing I don't want to deal with it. So
it's a lot. Yeah. If you'd become the rentee or renter, it becomes a pain in the ass.
I just don't want to deal with renters. Yeah, I don't want to be a landlord. And this is, it's
if you're going to live far away, especially if you're not going to be close.
Yeah, it's a personal problem, really. Also, did you see this going on at Davos here? This is
It got crazy, right? It got crazy.
Yeah, so they found Bill Gates as he was getting into his car. I might have to turn this down just a little bit, but this is Bill Gates trying to get into his car and being absolutely surrounded by people that have not forget the jab season of 2020.
Wow.
You murdering Bill Gates! You have blood on your hands! You have blood on your hands!
So things have escalated, right? People are a little bit upset around the world. It's got to be an interesting feeling for a powerful leader that, hold on, whatever.
Can we help with Marla here?
I don't know if there's any helping people that,
No, this is not true though. It's not, bull markets are not usually like this, correct?
Oh, no. I have a good explanation of this actually. Yep. Now I have some data behind this, Marla, to show you how painful and how aggravating the situation has been so far, but really how much upside there is still in the cards for crypto and risk assets. Let's check it out. So this is from Crypto Tice talking about the ISM and PMI sitting below 50 for the last few years. Now, this is the very boring, non-exciting blow-off top that they say is the forever top for Bitcoin, and now we're going to 10K and everything's terrible, right? This is the local top for Bitcoin at $126,000. This price has been accomplished while this PMI and the ISM data has stayed below the 50 line, and right now, we have gone longer than we have in any crypto bull market in history of low economic activity, low excitement levels. And I understand the aggravation. This is showing you exactly why that aggravation sits, is because this economic interest, the move into risk assets, has not been there. It's been just a slow grind to the upside for Bitcoin, but they cannot keep this economic activity beat down to this level forever. And in essence, we've been in a business bear market, and we still have been able to accomplish 126K. So when I'm seeing all this, constant pain, it feels like, for Bitcoin, you really have to remind yourself, when you back up from this chart, this honestly does not look like that bad of a situation. It really, really does not.
No.
I understand, and most of the aggravation can be felt within the altcoin sector. I completely get that. I do have some altcoin bags that are just like, I've been holding them. I took a lot of profits. It was crazy because we saw, let's say like Near protocol was at 6. I can't even remember how high Near was, but a lot of these other projects were at way higher prices when Bitcoin was at the $50,000 to $70,000 range in this zone. A lot of the altcoins have absolutely fallen off a cliff while Bitcoin continued to basically just chunk up into the right. So it is important to have a stronger balance of Bitcoin rather than altcoins. I get in seasons where I need to fight harder and get, altcoins to outperform Bitcoin, but that has not happened in this cycle. And I thank God that I was forced into taking profits back here in 2024, just to improve the house, improve the life. And really I have some dust from altcoin bags that I bought in 23 that are still sitting around writhing in this zone right now. But I'm more incentivized to buy Bitcoin or Tether. And I did get one project that piqued my interest a while back that actually has treated me pretty damn good. It's on the top gainers for today. It's Canton, right? Canton Network.
Canton's been blowing up. Canton's been rolling, dude.
Yeah, it's been treating me well. It's been treating me well.
Yeah, ever since you guys had that guy on, the Canton Network's COO, right?
Yeah,
dude, it's been running. I'm not saying there's a direct correlation, but it has.
No, there is. We control the markets.
I thought so. Also, because people put your show allowed people to put dots together about the NYSE and all. It had not been announced. They had not done a formal announcement that they were behind it until your show. So, and then since then they've done it.
And really the concept behind this is that
welcome Silver Days.
Major organizations do not care if retail's involved at this point. They don't care.
No, they don't. Jay's the one that helped me make those things last night. Those
shout out. Jay is one of the realest, one of the most base.
Jay came up and talked on a live stream last night about midnight with me to help me.
No way.
Yeah, he was great. Even though he kept falling off every couple minutes, but it didn't matter. He still was on there. And awesome. He helped me go to the bathroom. You got to do it at night.
Here's another one that's had my back for the whole time. Thick and thin, Nick Dunn. I got some peeps.
Wait, no, Nick Dunn was there too. It was Nick and Jay. They were the two. Oh, and the girl that puts pictures into your guys' Discord that causes all people to get riled up. What's her name?
Oh, I have no idea.
Jay knows.
I have no idea. Maybe
Ellie Fuchs. Ellie Fuchs.
Yeah. She gets people pretty worked up, for one way or another. Now, Treasury's hold on, I gotta move on from that one. Treasury buys back $2.8 billion of their own debt. So this is the Treasury making good on their promise to absolutely inject ass loads of liquidity and buybacks into the failing infrastructure of Treasury holdings, because governments, the fiat outlook of them is garbage. So they can't find buyers of the fiat debt. And so this is more injection into the veins of the Treasury to backstop that problem. So seeing the injection, seeing the general trajectory of fiat currency, I still do have strong confidence that crypto is going to be fine. But Kathy Woods is even more bullish than I am, I feel like. She's saying
she's a permeable.
This is a look at 2030. She's predicting digital assets could hit $28 trillion by 2030, with Bitcoin dominating at 16 trillion by 2030. Now, Bitcoin to $16 trillion market cap. Last time I ran the back of the napkin math on this, I believe. Actually, we need to go do this proper here, because I believe that a $20 trillion market cap on Bitcoin is what gets a Bitcoin to becoming worth $1 million per token.
What is the market cap? What is it? 20 trillion?
Let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. All right. So, bam. Yeah, I'm pretty much right on the money.
You're banned. Pizza man, you're banned. Banned.
You are banned.
It's right on the money, though. Look at that. So, $10 trillion market cap makes a $500,000.
There you go. Boom.
Bitcoin. So, back of napkin math is still strong for me on Bitcoin market cap, and the price moves there within. 10 trillion is where you're selling everything. It makes sense. I mean, if you're in here,
dude, in the arena, Ellie Fuchs' comment. Oh my God.
I can't even look.
Some days it just hits us. We all need titties to make us feel better.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, we got the arena stream going. If you guys could share our show on the arena, that'd be greatly appreciated. Correct. Thanks for the tips on there, NFA. Appreciate you guys. am obviously like I'm feeling good from yesterday in the trading, and I've been able to navigate this super.
Yeah, did we all do well yesterday?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I know
I
Crank made like 100 grand or something
Crank
like that.
Well, 98, 92, I think.
Yeah, and I was able to, I came out in general, like I made that 3 or 4 on that one exchange, but then also on 2bit, I got onto 2bit and I was able to make another 5 grand.
Bro, so you did a 10 banger then.
Yeah, so it was a good day.
The quant just came out with 2 shorts, which are interesting.
Oh Lord,
Binance and Pengu.
Oh Lord, all right,
40 Xers.
Slowly unzips pants. All right, so let's keep moving through the stories here, Matt. JP Morgan is actually backing up Cathie Wood's projection. So JP Morgan, the largest bank, one of the world's largest bank, and it might be the largest bank, is now officially live on Ethereum. Now, if you want to go to a place to just track, like this is how me and Vet were able to find Canton super early. You go to rwa.xyz.
Oh, that's where you guys found it. Okay.
Yeah, so you just go here to the rwa.xyz, and you can see, what the RWA league table looks like. And this is what caught me off guard, was seeing Canton just be absolutely catapulted to #1 position in many of these different metrics, showing a total value of $350 billion right out of the gates. But it'll go through a lot of the different metrics here for how much activity is actually happening on the RWA sector. So it gives you a little bit inside baseball. Go ahead and use it for yourself. Be strong. Now, also, this is kind of cool. Solo Bitcoin miner successfully mined their own block, earning 3.13 Bitcoin, worth about $289,000. Shout out to this chaotic creature. I have a solo miner running myself just in case. But it is essentially like a lottery ticket. And if you are mining, solo mining, or if you're doing any sort of Bitcoin mining outside of being part of the ASIC mining pools that are ran by Marathon or any of the larger ones, you're basically just helping the network stay wide, decentralized, and adding to its longevity. But this is essentially like winning the lottery here. So, just keep that in mind if you have a mining, a solo miner plugged in. It's just a chance. It's just a chance. Also, to add to the fun to come, Matt, look at this. The U.S. is actively seeking a regime change in Cuba now. By the end of the year.
When did we stop that?
Well, this is a reiteration from the Wall Street Journal that Trump believes that ending the Castro era would cement his legacy. But this doesn't stop here. Dude, he's also going to Colombia.
I'm going to start the rumor right now. You ready? It's really RFK trying to get it back for JFK.
Oh my
That's
God!
What's happening here? And Trump's just a puppet of RFK trying to make the Kennedy legacy finally fulfilled.
Oh my!
Just like Iraq and Bush's,
And whatever noise, that beeping that you have going on, Matt, if you could mute that, I would greatly appreciate that for me.
It's 2-bit.
Yeah. Oh, it's going off. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. The actual. Also, this is a side note, and I know, I'll just talk about it like this. So I understand that I have my own. I have my own religious beliefs, and those are mine to hold. But if you go inside of a place of worship, even if it's some place that, you agree with, but if you go into a place of worship just to yell at people over all the politics and all the bullshit happening in the world right now, you're an asshole. And it looks like we have an arrest from the shenanigans of yesterday.
Thank goodness.
Far left agitator Nakima Levy Armstrong. Last name Armstrong, interesting. Looking at you, Matt. For orchestrating orchestrating the church riots in Minnesota.
Those were orchestrated?
Yeah. So I'm happy to see this. This is a light that I see happening on the administrative side. Huh? Well, I mean, they've arrested many, many people, but that needed to be dealt with.
People that were involved in the civil unrest, causing it.
It needs to be dealt with, though, especially if you're going into a church to yell at people that are just there for Jesus. They just want to have a good day.
In my whole time in the United States, even at the worst of times, I've never heard of that happening.
They should arrest Don Lemon. I really think they should arrest Don Lemon. Let's pull up Don Lemon's little shenanigans. He was causing some problems himself right outside right after it happened here. So I want to actually go find this. So this is Don Lemon. He goes into the church and confronts the pastor that's being targeted in this. So Don Lemon tries lecturing a pastor on the First Amendment after a mob of far-left extremists stormed the church of Minneapolis.
Took over his church,
What do you think of this? I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
But there were folks who will.
that's what, I have to take care of my flock. And my
But listen,
family.
we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me though.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
He's getting in his face, and then please don't push me though. And this is where you turn the
poor
other cheek.
pastor was so shocked he didn't know to just say,
Yeah.
dude, there's no right to First Amendment in my private
The
property.
guy's like leaning into his face and getting into his personal space, and then please don't push me though. This is the tactics of the left. They will get in your face. They will spit in your face. They will say extreme things to you, trying to get you to react. And this is absolutely trying to incite this pastor.
The
I think this
pastor
guy
is
should
not
be
the
arrested.
aggressor here. Look at that. Look at that.
Right.
He's not the aggressor. The fact
It's
that Don
so
Lemon's
crazy.
like, oh, don't touch me. What, dude, you're like,
It's so crazy.
you just blew open his doors, interrupted his service, violated like 7 laws, and then you expect him to be cool?
Yeah. Yeah. And this says it perfect. You don't have freedom of speech to go into somebody's church.
Correct.
It's not even your church to go cause trouble. 100%. Now I got to get off this or I'm going to start freaking out and punching my
Yeah.
screen.
Join the club.
So let's talk about altcoins. Let's talk about some updates in altcoins here, Matt. Let's do it. Don Lemon for prison. Absolutely. So this is from DeFi Investor. This is a nice rundown. Pendle has introduced a liquid staking token within their token revenue sharing mechanism, which is nice to see. Hyperliquid has daily volume surpassing $1 billion for the first time, which is absolutely crazy. Ondo has launched a long-awaited 100+ tokenized stocks and ETFs on Solana.
Was that yesterday? Hyperliquid
Yes.
did that? Wow.
Yes. Infinite is a new AI layer for a DeFi execution, announcing its listing of its token on Kraken. And then Chainlink obviously got tied into launching that 24/5 US equities data stream, 24/7 trading on the traditional markets. Very interesting to see in conglomeration with the timing of the New York Stock Exchange announcing their building of a blockchain-based platform supporting that 24/7 trading. So Chainlink structurally still looks very strong to me. Out of the rest of these, we saw MetaMask add some support for Tron, but nothing else really hops off the page. It's like, wow, this is giga bullish.
But Hyperliquid getting that amount of volume in one day is crazy.
Oh, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. And optimism.
Now the arena's connected to Hyperliquid officially.
Is it really?
Yep.
Okay.
You can trade futures from the arena wallet.
Okay. I love hearing that. Now, the proposal from Optimism, I don't think means much. Their 50% of their sequencer revenue for token buybacks is live. Optimism is a layer 2 that it's been, you could talk about how bullish it is and it's everywhere and everything runs off of it. Optimism, the token, has just been absolutely demolished over the past few years here. It's currently trading at 30 cents. And this thing back in the good times where we were taking profits off our altcoins hit above $4.
How many layer 2s can exist? Do they need? How many?
You don't need many. You don't need many.
I think
And
OP is not going to be the winner.
And this is an interesting thing. I think it was Larry Fink that said this, but there is going to be a massive change in how money moves, and it's all going to be happening on one blockchain. DZ was asking the chat this morning, which blockchain do you think? Is it Ethereum or the surprising potential? And honestly, not too out of pocket to be a contender for this, which would be Canton Network, right? So this does make me think a real long and hard about Canton Network. Am I going to get rich off of buying this thing and then buying more down in the 7-cent range? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm basically up by like 80% or something on the average entry because it's sitting around like 9 or 8 cents right now for the average entry after I moved more capital into this range. But I'm not out of the woodwork yet, and it might crash and hurt me and destroy my feelings. But if I don't really have feelings, which is the good news. And the Canton network has processed $6 trillion in tokenized assets already. The entire DeFi TVL is 120 billion, with Goldman Sachs, BNB Paribas, BNY Mellon all validating on this network. The DTCC just got SEC approval to tokenize treasuries on this same network, and crypto chases shitcoins that are sitting on 120 billion in TVL. TradFi already moving 6 trillion on infrastructure that you've never even heard of, unless you were on this show and caught it early with us. Now, Ondo Finance, a historic tokenization effort, is underway. BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, the White House, Fidelity, BNY, and all these same organizations are going to be speaking at the Ondo Summit. So Ondo is staying pretty damn well plugged in still.
Even though its price action's been poor, right?
Right, which is maybe I go back into this because what I did is I got into Ondo for like, I think the average buy of yesteryear was around like 39 cents, and I took a lot off the table above $2 just to protect the initial entries. And I thank God I did. Looking at this chart, Jesus, I haven't looked at it like that in a long time. So it's fallen down to literally below my original moment. Maybe I'd be a savage if I because I see that the players are all still showing up. They're still integrated. They're going live and they're making good with moving those tokenized stocks into play. So they're actually making shit happen. The price of the token is painful, but there are things that are happening in the background that, you know, play into this chart. And I think it'd be good for me to just zoom into this chart and explain why there is so much pain under the covers here. So Ondo dumped 53% of a 1.9 billion token unlock worth $640 million.
Wow.
So there's insiders taking those initial tokens and dumping.
Okay, so that's what's causing this. Okay.
BlackRock, JP Morgan, and all those others are attending that February 3rd summit in New York. Regardless, the SEC chair, Paul Atkins, has confirmed attendance. And there's $1.6 billion of TVL generating $80 million of annual yield. So they are making an annual yield of $80 million and sitting at a $4.6 billion valuation. This might be the token unlock sellers exhausting all of those tokens into the exact moment that TradFi is ready to show up and click the switch on.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's an interesting time frame. It's almost like, you know, looking at this chart, I might take a little bit of a swing at it, you know, after I get done dealing with
this. The first time, this is the first time that I can get in on a token at a price like that you got in on it.
I mean, maybe.
If we think it still has legs at all.
Yeah, I mean, if it has any sort of life to it and we see the unlocks, if we see the unlocks coming to an end, this would be a absolute perfect time for me to re-enter.
If the deflationary pressure comes, if they get rid of all that selling pressure.
Absolutely. Interesting stuff to think about there. Maybe I'll take a more hard-sided look at it after I get the Sequoia locked up.
Yeah, show me how this. Oh, you're getting a new one?
Not a new one. The new ones are like 90 grand, and I don't feel like
you know, buy a car now.
It's just, it doesn't feel like it's worth 90 grand. The new ones look like spaceships, but I'm just gonna get like a slightly used TRD.
But you're getting you have to get a different car.
Yeah, I'm gonna get like a 2020 or 2019 TRD. I really like those versions of the Sequoia, and they have the V8, the 5.7 V8 engine that Toyota made. Best engine ever made. Best engine ever made. Fight me. You know?
No, you're probably close to being right. I mean, my dad was going to buy a car, and then the lease on the F-150 was like $480 a month for a $90,000 car. So he's like, wait a minute, $400 a month versus $1,000 a month? I'm just going to lease it for a couple of years.
Yeah,
so they just make it so crazy.
It was on my mind leasing it last night. It's $1,600 a month.
You want to lease a Ford or a GM? I can get you the family. I can get you the
I hate Ford and GM. I'm not. I'm a Toyota maximalist, Matt.
I don't have any connections to the Toyota A-Plan. I don't have.
And they don't negotiate. Toyota does not negotiate because they know what they
don't have. If you don't have the employee discount at Toyota, you're not getting a discount. Period.
Yeah, pretty much. This is kind of an interesting side note. So, the reason why America rejected the bidet, largely because of World War II brothels.
Big toilet paper. No.
So the bidet was invented in the 17th century in France to cleanse the aristocracy.
Yep.
It is basically used across the board. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it hit a massive cultural wall in the United States during World War II when American GIs were stationed in Europe and they mostly encountered bidets in French brothels where they were used for pre and post coital hygiene, right? After they hook up, they would spray, the GI would see it. They're like, this is a little bit suspect. As a result, the soldiers associated these fixtures, the bidet, with sex work and immorality rather than general cleanliness. And then they returned home. They avoided installing them into their bathrooms to stay decent. The stigma persisted for decades, creating a strange global divide, while Japan and Italy view water as essential for hygiene, arguing that if you get poop on your arm, you wouldn't just wipe it off with a dry paper towel. Reasonable. In the US, the UK stuck strictly to toilet paper. It wasn't until great toilet paper shortage of 2020 that Americans finally started buying them in record numbers. Are you team bidet or team toilet paper? I got to know from the chat.
Team bidet, baby.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wherever they've been, I've used them and they've been like, this is so much better.
I mean, the cleanliness cannot be denied.
You
I mean,
can't
you
deny
got
it.
the smudge.
Oh,
it's
God.
wiped around. And then it's kind of the same design.
They're right.
The
I mean,
creases.
anybody who's wiped their ass has to think that to themselves once. This isn't 100% working.
Yeah, the water gets into the creases too.
Now, dude wipes are a good solution.
I do. Yeah, I like the dude wipes. I am an investor
Dude wipes
in
solve
dude
both
wipes.
problems. They do.
Yeah. It seems like the chat is pretty pro bidet. Wet wipes exist indeed. We did a $100,000 remodel. And the only thing I asked for was a bidet. It also blow dries the balloon knot after washing it. Okay. No way. So it's got a little bit of a blow dry. Is it heated blow dry?
You can.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
No, the last one I used was a super one. This guy, it was like the one that they were making fun of in South Park. I don't know if you guys saw that episode.
Yeah.
But South Park said it was big toilet paper that stops bidets. And then they convinced someone to put a embargo on it from Japan because everybody in Japan is a bidet.
Oh man,
that crazy dude that has the weed farm, and he started buying hundreds of bidets, thinking he was going to sell them, but then he got like attacked by the big pharma. I mean, the big toilet paper hitmen. Yeah, it's very funny.
Okay.
I don't think it's big toilet paper though. I just think that makes much more sense. It's just not the boomers don't like it, so therefore we didn't try it. Now no one does it.
It's an interesting thing to think about, right? Yep. Thank you for Alden.
Heated seat and dryer. Ooh.
That's a good one. Alden gave us a gifted membership, Matt. So we're gonna have to give him a
Alden.
name.
I got you right here. You got a duck, and also our boy just got a second duck. I think that's right.
Yeah, Frigid is in there supporting the channel. Like
Frigid's got two ducks now.
Yeah,
Frigid's got two ducks.
Really appreciate you in supporting this channel, man. I work really hard for you guys, and I say no to a lot of things. I try to keep us focused and based as we go through this time frame because there's a lot of emotional decisions that can be made in this current environment. And I really do appreciate your guys' support and helping me keep the lights on so I can stay on my own lane and not go with the herd and lead my own herd to slaughter, because that did happen to a very large degree in 2025. I feel good about how we performed in 2025 and thankful for the community and helping us make it happen here. Let's go check out the general charts, Matt. I am
Alden DCA. Okay.
I want to look at kind of our trading situation now.
Let's do it.
So let's check it out here on the zoomed in time frame because we're degens. I'm
crushing silver longs.
Crypto Arrow is unhinged.
Oh, he's unhinged.
Unhinged. Shit then shower is wild work. Yeah, that's a little bit extra work. That's a little bit of extra work that I don't know about all.
I don't understand Crypto Arrow. My girl wants a bidet for sure. I don't know what women don't want bidets.
My wife wants a bidet.
Yeah,
I think she hasn't brought it up in a while, but let's look at this. Let's look at the general signals that we're looking at here, dude.
Yep. Let's do it.
So the money flow was trying to make its move to the upside and just cut at the knees earlier this morning in Asian trading hours. Then, all that data came out. Not great. We are seeing a general like a 15-minute green dot for short term. When they're this deep of a resurgence, that does end up playing into a, at least a local fun move to the upside. Let's go ahead and flip this upside down.
Dude, is silver going to hit $100? Jeez, oh, Pete.
Silver's on fire right now.
It's on fire.
Silver's on fire. So where I'm at, Matt, I mean, I went a little bit nuts yesterday, and I do feel good about that. This buy box is holding up pretty strong for us, though. We got to acknowledge that 87,000 mark is a pretty damn strong point of interest for Bitcoin. So,
Oh yeah, there's so many buyers down there. It just like pops right off it.
I'm more long than short in this situation because of this. So, and maybe I haven't explained this completely, but there is just basically a general rising range that we are in right now. And this is how I'm looking at it. So why I didn't feel so inclined in the midpoint is because I never like taking trades at the midpoint of these ranges unless like I'm using very, very tight stop losses.
Yeah.
I am more long than short in this situation because we are entering the bottom end of this range. And if I had to be a betting man, I would say that we're essentially going to find a way to bounce out of here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like this, and then get trapped here a little bit. But I think that the bounce off of this mark is more likely than not.
And anything below 88 is probably a long, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the long I'd be looking for is like 80. Like I can feel long in this situation using a stop loss.
Look
right?
at this. This is going to cause a huge. It's not going to go the way they think. If everybody shorts the silver at 100, the market makers are going to push it to 110.
Oh yeah, they'll see it coming from a mile away. Absolutely. Yep. And smash the likes on this show. Jesus Christ,
guys, we
over
don't
days.
Likes.
Yeah, we got to smash the likes. I'm feeling more long than short of this.
Yeah, I am too here. I think Tau is going to look real good right here. Is it?
Oh, we should go look at Tau. That's a good reminder.
Yeah,
that's a good reminder. Let's go check out Tau.
Because I've basically been waiting for Tau to get to this price for a very long time. Your price, basically.
Yeah, is it low 200s now? Let's check it out.
It's 239. It's stronger than the rest of the market right now, but by a little.
Mm-hmm.
But how does it look on the chart with the lines and everything?
So it's basically a heavily defended range for sure.
Yes.
I want to go to a different exchange so I can get more data here. So it's a very heavily defended range for sure. On the daily, you have the momentum move to the downside, but you are actively seeing that VWAP clip back up to the upside. You're seeing the money flow that was leaving now. Yeah, the money flow is on its way back up here. So it doesn't look too terrible. And this is actually, another reason why I feel good about, how we've dealt with this is not all ships have risen with the tide in the market cap of crypto. So being very, very focused on revenue and making sure that there's not massive unlocks getting dumped on our heads has been very, very, very important. Oh, this is a throwback. Let's go look to Caspa. Let's go see how Caspa.
Oh my! Someone brought that up last night. I couldn't. That was the one that they dumped the whole thing, right? They sold the whole token.
I mean, I know that there's been large contingents of people that are dumping the token. I haven't looked at this chart in a while. Caspa is at that mark of basic strong defense, and the volume going down consistently week over week is the more concerning thing I'm seeing here. Just a walk downhill in terms of trading volume.
Yeah.
That's a problem. So, I would be cautiously optimistic. Oh, snap. It's my man, Ryan. What is up? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, long on metal war vibes. That's the thing. I had to clarify yesterday. Silver and gold don't go up like the way that they are unless we're going into a world war, not just some bomb dropping campaign.
At least the chance of it. At least that's what at least a lot of people think that.
I have vastly more signals telling me that we're going to World War III than the alternative, that we're not going to World War III.
So bad. It's so bad.
It's my job to just keep us in the know, to keep the mindsets prepared and ready for such a situation, right? World War III would basically set the groundwork for a new Bretton Woods moment where you get to decide. The winner of the World War gets to decide who is in control of the world reserve currency, right? And so in that respect, it's not the scariest thing in the world to me in terms of...
I get to redraw the maps a bit too.
Yeah, Bitcoin stands to benefit in this environment for sure. I think gold will benefit, silver will benefit. The run that gold and silver are having right now, if it keeps going, it's probably setting the precedent for another 10, 20-year bear market on those things. So just keep that in mind. Drone PTSD. Yeah, that would not be great. The drones coming in would not be great. So it's a time frame where we just have to be careful. More Bitcoin and Tether than anything else. Taking plays on things like we saw with Canton, it's fine. But I really, really want to exercise caution moving forward into 2026. It's not that we're out of the woodwork yet. I want to reemphasize that. I appreciate you for coming on the show with me, Matt. And I'm going to go take care of the Munchkins.
Can I show you one thing?
I have to go.
Oh, go.
So I'm going to go take care of the Munchkins right now, but I really do appreciate everyone's support.
Do it.
It's going to be okay.
Get the
Stay
car.
focused. It's going to be okay. Buy the dips. And until next time, just, don't think that it's the end of the world just because we haven't had that miraculous moment yet. There is still tomorrow. I love you guys. We'll see you next.